What is up, everyone? It is episode 4. I have with me Black Vinyl Discs, Mike Kemp. Last week we talked to Stephen Fuller from Wackadoo Brewing in Colorado Springs. That was an awesome show that is actually set to release on Monday, as is this episode the following Monday, and every episode every following Monday from now on. You can pretty much plan to take me to work with you on Monday morning with another awesome guest that I have. And if I don't have a guest and I just feel like throwing up an episode, I'll probably just put an episode up randomly throughout the week. So get ready for that. During last week's episode, we did birth a pretty cool event that I won't go into too much detail on here because it will come up on the Facebook page before this episode airs. But basically, it's going to be a veteran entrepreneur showcase in Colorado Springs at Wackadoo Brewing. We are looking to fill 8 more tables for free. If you're a veteran in that area, we want you to come out, set up a booth, sell your shit, tell us about your business. We're going to do a live episode that day. We're going to drink beers. We're going to have a good time. Disgruntled Veterans Entrepreneur page is on board to help with this, so it is going to be an awesome event. First of hopefully very many across the country that I'm planning to do. So with that, I mean, it also, as I travel and I go across the country, what I like to do is disc golf. So magically, here we are with Mike. We're going to talk disc golf today, but we'll let him do a quick intro of himself, and I'll just ask him, what's up, brother? How you been? And tell us a little bit about yourself.
What's up, Kyle? I've been pretty good. I'm 37 years old. I've been disc golf for a long time. I probably got into dye work over a decade ago now. So it's kind of those two worlds have mushed together. I live out here in Michigan. I'm I guess lower center of the state, just south of Lansing area, and a couple of us running around driving me crazy, which is fantastic. Other than that, wake up, take my ass to work every fucking day, and get out and throw some plastic when I can.
Yeah, that's when you started it, I bet you never realized, like when you started it back then, it was probably just fun, and now it's like you don't realize, or you didn't realize growing up how down the road it was going to be like such a stress release to get out and play. Especially, I know you moved up, you're up there in wintertown too, so like when in the wintertime here in North Dakota, I don't get to play as much, so like I very much take it for granted when I do get to play in the summertime. So yeah, I know the mental health aspect of it for me is what got me started again when I was living in Colorado. Just I got out one day, started playing. It was like, man, it felt good just to kind of watch the disc fly. And then like you do that one good shot, and you're just like, yeah, I'm coming back. And I've been playing
That's
ever
it.
since,
Yep.
man.
Hooked
I
again.
played league today. I shot terribly, but I played. I shoot here in one of the local courses here. It's like probably one of the toughest in the state, honestly. And yeah, I shot seven plus more than I did last week. So I'm like, yeah, that was a tough run this week. But so how, like you said, you've been
Tough
playing
week.
for a
That's
while.
all right, man. That shit happens.
Yeah, I got next week. I'll be all right.
Yeah. So I picked it up in 2006. My cousin introduced me to the sport at that time. And latch onto it, I guess, too heavily.
As we all
But
do.
I mean, I got a stack of discs. I got like a Rock, an AVR, a Valkyrie, a Stingray, were my stars. And I went out a couple of times by myself. Didn't really know what the hell I was doing. And then I got a couple buddies involved as well. And we just started to go. I mean, and at that time, I had 2 courses within a 30-mile radius. And that was it. So we just go hit up those couple of courses, drink beers, and just kind of have fun and enjoy ourselves. But I remember throwing my first shot straight and getting more than 150 feet of disc out of it, and going, "Oh my god, that was awesome!" And then you just kind of, I don't know, you get bitten by it, as most will tell you. At least us older guys, I guess, that are around a little while. And then you just keep chasing that over and over and over again, and it doesn't get
Hmm.
old, which
No,
is
I had.
fucking amazing.
It's
And
funny
here we
that
are.
feeling. Oh, sorry. Like
No,
funny
you're
that
good, man.
feeling you that feeling you said, dude. I was playing today, so like I had a shit round, but I loved it because so there's this par four, and it's a legit par four, um, and I was throwing in for a three, and that was just one of those who stepped up, had my Saki Bomb Raptor Eye Slammer, dude. The one of the base plastic ones. I've been ripping that thing. It's I don't know, it's something. I've thrown in from a little closer than this, but this was just one of those ones that just stepped up and was just like boop, just fell straight in, and everyone on my cards just like holy shit. And I was just like, it was like one of those ones like you
Yes.
felt it right off the hand, man. You know, it's like yes, I still
Go
love
right
this
away.
game.
Like, yep, that's in.
Yeah, I don't care
Fucking
about the
in.
rest
Hell
of the
yes.
round. Could give a
Nope.
shit. I played
No,
like
you're good.
13
I'll just think
overs,
about
like
that all
fuck
day.
it. But yeah, man, that's the beauty
Yeah,
of
those are
disc
the
golf.
ones
I
where you're like,
mean,
man, I can walk off right now.
yeah, really. I actually pretty sure I said that. I was like, well, see you later, guys. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go home
Right?
and think about that shot all day. So I mean, you played. When did you start playing tournaments? Did you ever start playing tournaments? Like pretty soon after you started playing,
Yeah.
or
My first event, so I picked it up in September of '06. My first event wasn't for a couple of years until I did a couple of unsanctioned events in '08. I played my first sanctioned event in 2009. I was in a league the summer of 2008. Like that's when I really got hooked on that competitive atmosphere and the feeling. And um, 2010, I joined 42067, and I've been doing it ever since. And I mean, I'm a tournament director, so I started running events 2010. Um, so I did that for, I mean, this last year I did my, I think, what I'm calling officially like my last event. Whether I'll do another one or not, I don't really know, but did it strong with a couple of really good people, Robert and Christina Crosby. We did that for 13 years and made most of it. But shit, life happens and things change. It got to be, I guess, they got to a point where we decided, all right, too much is going on. Let's just stop while we enjoy it, while people love coming out to our events, and try to transition back into like just being a player, worrying out all the bullshit that you show up at a tournament or you go up at a league round. You just try to unplug from that and play.
yeah, it's definitely a different world. Just being on the TD side, I've only tournament directed one time, and I was just like, I don't know, like I really just enjoy showing up, throwing, and leaving. Like I'm that dude. It's like
Yes,
I'm usually not
yes.
gonna win,
There's
so
something like so great about it.
yeah, it's just like see you later. Like I appreciate you guys all the hard work. I'm just it's a lot. I mean, a lot goes into it. A lot of people don't understand what all actually goes into being a tournament director. Um, so I mean, shit. Like while we're on the subject, just tell some like if I mean, obviously people that are listening to this that we share it to will probably already understand disc golf enough to where you don't have to break down to like a basic level of what it is. If there is somebody out there that needs that explanation, feel free to message me. I will send you a starter pack. I'm gonna fucking. Hopefully, I
There you
regret
go.
saying
That's all
that.
you need to learn.
But but no. So like, talking to me about like I don't know some of the. We'll start with some of the things you didn't like of being about a tournament director, like, and then but finish with the things that you did like.
Well, I mean, I guess first and foremost, the thing that I didn't like initially, and the thing that you'll always experience at the DD is not being able to please everyone because
Mm,
you can't.
it's
You can
impossible.
please, I think, 95% of the people, but
And
you're
that's
not going to
huge.
please everybody. That's okay. But that was like the first thing was hard for me to grab onto and be like, okay, this is okay. Somebody's going to be upset. It is as long as 95% of people who show up have a good time, and that's okay. Um, I guess beyond that, when I first stepped into it, you don't realize that 95% of the work that happens before the tournament day. Day of, the whole show, the stage has already been like built, ready to go, and you're just kind of opening the gates for everybody to come in. Um, and I think that maybe where some of that correlation is, people don't realize all that's leading up to it. I think I'll do more in today's world, but like for me, I had no idea all the extra shit you had to do prior to the event. From getting sponsors, scorecards, layouts, painting
Licenses,
OBs,
permits,
artwork, discs, all that crap.
getting the
Yeah.
city to
Yeah.
sign off
Everything that
on
you got
it,
to
picking a
have.
day that's not used by the city for something else at that park. A lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So many different like factors that would go into it. Those were, I guess, that was like just early stages and figuring it out, going to other events too, watching other tournaments occur, paying attention, pulling on things that you like, taking it back and implementing it, picking out the things that you don't. I don't like that. I don't like that. I'll make sure I don't do that. Um, that was another one. And then, uh, offering to help out as well. Early, like I just show up to an event. Hey, do you need help with anything? Can I do anything? No. Okay. Can I? I'll go help. That goes a long way too. And I know as it sat on the other side and I looked at all the things I really enjoyed, was watching people come out and enjoy themselves for the day. Having being a player in that seat, going out to a tournament and just having fun, things go smoothly. I don't have to worry about anything, and then I leave. That is what all about. And then just being able to deliver to people was hands down one of those things. And one of the reasons why we've been doing it so long.
Yeah, that was definitely. I'd say I got a little taste of that. Just people, like some dudes like were reaching out, like, "Oh man, I didn't see this," and you get those people that kind of hit you up after registration closes, or like, "Oh man, I'm driving in town, like, can you make sure you get me in, or this or that," and like, yeah, man, I got you, and then the dude, thank you so much, like, I'm so
Yeah,
like, thank you for doing this, and I'm like I didn't do much. I literally just organized the event. It was an NADGT event, so I mean, shout out to those guys. They do a lot of the pre-organizing for you, except for, I mean, you got to
sure.
chase down the permits and stuff like that. And we played a layout that was already set in stone, because they prefer that if they're not going to keep an eye on it. That it's a layout that's pretty much already there most of the time. But it was fun. It's like you said, it took a lot more time than I thought it would. I think maybe next year I'll get in and start helping some of the guys locally around here do it. Um, but yeah, I think just as an assistant, TD would be a little more fun to just kind of help out, or not even assistant. Just I've actually had more fun as a just a volunteer, going to volunteer at 303 Open. The when COVID was going on, when they did it there at the Anheuser Busch, and Eagle McMahon played, and
Yeah,
I was just spotting on the fairway where I think he posted a video where he threw like a 540-foot drive to just dead straight smash. Me and the cameraman were standing 400 feet away, and this thing just comes like humming over our head. We're like, oh my god. Like it just kept going. I'm just like, oh my god.
yep.
Like I had like that was one of the first times, I mean, obviously from that angle, that I've ever seen that dude throw. So I'm just like, holy shit. It's amazing, like the level of difference there is, especially, I mean, when that dude, like just the snap, the sound that comes off that dude's hand when he lets a disc go,
Yeah,
it's unreal. Unreal. But that, I mean, that's just, people
yeah.
understand how
He
the level of athleticism that goes into the sport these days.
Yeah, it's totally different. Eagle Gibson's another one that's got a huge pop when he drives. I've seen him play a couple of times, and it almost sounds like a gunshot going off. You can hear it
Yeah,
four holes
dude.
away when he's
It's like,
driving.
holy shit. Him and Ricky, dude. Ricky's got a swing like that too. He's kind of, he's got big time power. But yeah, dude,
Oh yeah,
I love that damn sport. I want to go play right now. We just don't have any glow leagues. Maybe I'll start one. I would try to build a course here in town. There's just really not room
hey
for it
man,
in my little
some
tiny
buildings are
town.
freaking awesome.
Oh man.
Sure.
Would you say you broke up a little bit?
No, I sure I can. I understand. We
Oh shit! How do I pause it? All right, he has returned.
um so yeah, glow leagues. I mean that's yeah, it's tough to get the city to sign up and be on board with it.
Yeah,
We used to go to city council meetings and we got in with the city really well, so they were gracious enough to let us be out in the park after dark and host those things. But it wasn't easy.
yeah. It'd be nice to find like a golf course locally that would let us use a couple holes. Because I mean, on a golf course, you can only set up. I mean, if you use four good, like a par four, a par five, and a par three, you could probably get a good nine, maybe even 18 holes out of that. Just going back and forth on those,
Oh,
because use
absolutely.
the full golf course, and no one's driving that far. I mean, we're not. I don't know. My max right now is like 350. Although today though, I threw a pretty nasty standstill forehand, and it just kept going, and I was just like, oh, another one of those ones where I took away from a bad round. You know, something I'm able to do now more days is take away that little bit of positive from a shit round, because I'm used to having a shit round lately, but I don't get to play as much. Mm. So yeah, dude, some disc dying, man. How'd you get into dying disc? You said you've been doing it for 10 years.
Yeah. I went and met Jaybird, I don't know, 11 years ago, maybe, and got a chance to watch him do it. I was like, that would be cool to be able to do something like that, but personalize it a bit more. So just started toying around with ideas, and I first got into hot dipping thanks to a buddy of mine, Mike Bohms, who was doing it at the time. And back then, I was cutting all my stencils by hand. So I would draw out what I wanted, then I'd cut it by hand with a stencil, and I'd hot dip it. And it's a giant pain in the ass.
Yeah, I've only done it with like the
But that's
Cricut type, the vinyl cutter. So like I'll just weed my own stuff,
yeah,
and then you actually gave me the whole class on hot dipping, and then I went crazy for a while.
yes, yeah. It's easy to do, man.
It is just like,
So I did
oh,
that
I'm gonna dye
first.
this on stuff.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You want to dye this? You want to dye that? You want to? I don't know the. It's it's in seeing the result, I guess. It's not in all the work that leads up to it. It's in peeling everything off, washing, going, hell yeah, it worked.
It's super
Again and again and
super
again.
satisfying. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. So I did that at first, and then I just started toying with other methods, as you would see stuff like out on the internet, shaving cream and stuff like that. And then I stopped like 2013 to 2016. Got back into it in 2017, and I've just been I dove in head first this time around. Um, got lucky with connecting with Eagle like early in 2017 and just getting to know him, and then him, pushing my stuff out on social media and stuff like that. That really kind of pushed things in a direction I didn't think would ever happen, but it was pretty cool.
gotta love when that
And I'm
happens.
still here doing it. I do more spin work now than anything, but
Yeah,
that's just kind of where I'm stuck at the moment.
yeah. I saw those. Actually meant to message you on them logics. I need to get one of those logics off you. I like them Logics.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know if
man,
they're
I've got
coming
some.
out with a
They are straight as an arrow. They are just as like understable as the Exo stuff. They
yes. I
just feel
love that
better.
shit, dude. That's one of my favorite throwing
Yeah.
putters because it's yeah, it's just a laser beam.
Yep.
I've been throwing that the Cloud Breaker stamp links lately too.
Those things are money. I've love that Lux Link.
It's pretty flippy
That
for
is one of my favorite
considering, but yeah,
molds.
dude, I love it. But yeah, dude, that's I know you because the and you also like when you do commission work too, right? So that's what kind of keeps you going on the dies, and then you also I know you kind of dye some of the ones that you get to sell as well, and then you just throw some spins on them and sell them. So I actually shit
Yeah.
I didn't even go through a bunch. I mean, I know I got just this one. You didn't dye this one, but I know I got so many
Yep.
discs from you at one point. I was probably buying like two,
Instinct or an
three
essence,
discs a
isn't it?
week. This is an instinct. It's because it's
Is it
got
an
I got
instinct? Okay.
literally yeah I got this is all instincts right here. This whole
Oh yeah.
box is instincts. Because I was on a quest to collect like every kind. Well, there's a Doombird 3 there, but I was on a quest to collect like every plastic they had of that. So I got like
Oh
that.
yeah, for the instinct. Yeah.
Yeah, I got like all the mystery box ones.
Nice.
Even these two bad boys, like the original, them Lux Links or Lux
Lux. Yeah, the
Instincts.
original Lux. Yeah.
Got them all, man. And now I'm like,
The
even this latest one.
yeah, those were sweet. Those were phenomenal throwers.
And then I just got a bunch of like random stamps because oh no, there's another. There's the Forge. A
Yep.
lot of these I haven't even thrown, so I'm just like, I'll grab one whenever I'm out. You know, whenever I
Right.
throw one into the river or something, which I did the other day. Yeah, here's the one. I did one of
It's always a
the original
heartbreaker.
instincts. That's one of my hot dips right
Oh,
there.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're sweet spinning.
Woo.
Yes, they look sweet when they're flying.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I loved. I really got into the disc dying hard for a while too. But yeah, that instinct's one of my favorite ones. It always was, and I started. I didn't want to get into collecting too many discs, so I was like, I'm gonna collect instincts. Also, still got an Echo DD3 with your stamp on it. That I'm like, I still have a orange one in my bag that doesn't have your stamp on it. That I actually still throw from time to time. I'm terrified every time I do it, but um, yeah, I fucking and I'm like today I was like I threw it and it's just so flippy now. I was like I don't know if I can keep throwing this thing.
Yes. Very understandable. Very.
It worked for me in Colorado, but it doesn't work for me here. I'm
Yeah, you're
five
closer
thousand
to the
feet
ground.
lower. Yeah,
Yeah. Big difference. Big
huge
difference.
huge difference. So I'm like I throw it and I'm just like going way right. Like
Right.
what? It's fine if I do that, but I mean I had to teach myself the forehand here, moving here, which is nice. They got a lot more wooded courses than there is in Colorado. Some of the mountain courses got a lot of woods and shit, but um, for like the Denver area, there's some good courses there, but there's not a lot of thick tree cover. So that made me really kind of
Sure.
step my game up. I feel like that's it. It's definitely like one of those games, man. Like you're like, oh, this sucks. Like God, it was so good though because it challenges me. You know,
Yes.
you're going out, you're not competing against anybody. Well, I mean, you can and you will. And like you said, when you found that competitive thing, mine was when I was in Denver. The first time I went to like an organized like tag match or like a league match. It was the local group there. They were doing a glow round. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, they do glow disc golf. I didn't even know that was a thing. And so I went and just met these dudes, and they were wanting to be my best friends the whole time I was in Denver. They're still really close to. Every time I go to Colorado, I see them. I play disc golf with them. So I mean, shout out to the lifers. What's up? But yeah,
Nice.
we forgot where I was going with that. Yeah, played Glow, and I just kept like that was the first time I ever got like a tag and tasted that kind of competitive part of it. Even being like I'm still very, I would consider myself very recreational. Some days I'm slightly MA too, but
Sure.
most days I'm very recreational, especially because I don't have the time to like practice anymore. So I just get out of the car and play, and
Yeah.
then get back in the car. But yeah.
Right.
So that's another thing too about it, the
I feel that,
camaraderie. You
man.
know,
It's
that's
tough.
just getting around a bunch of people that are kind of on that same shit. Dude, get outside, get some fresh air, chase some plastic around, maybe drink a couple beers, maybe puff some dubage if that's what you're into and you're so inclined.
Right.
Like myself, I like it. It's a nice, you connect with nature. I mean, here it's crazy. You go out at certain times of the year, you'll see all kinds of it's like deer running across the field. I mean, like some of the things are like right on the rivers. So I mean, even in the wintertime, you'll see like whole families of deer running through the field in the winter. It's just I'd be like there like this is cool, man. Nature.
Yes, absolutely.
Disc golf takes you to some cool places. What's one of your favorite courses you've ever played?
Oh man. I mean the ones that I always look forward to playing, and like I didn't get up there for a couple of years. I always love going up to Mount Pleasant here in Michigan. Deerfield and Wildwood are two separate courses in the same park, and they kind of intertwine with each other. Um, but it's great elevation change. There's tight lines. There's plenty of nature out there as well. And for a time, I was working about 20 minutes south of there and living maybe 45 minutes. So I was hitting the Tuesday and Saturday leagues up there. So I spent like a couple of years really falling in love with those courses. There's two that I can say that are like my ones that I are truly my favorite because I would go back again and again and again and again. That's probably it. Flip City is one that's always been highly rated on UDisc, on Disc Golf Course Review. And that's an amazing course as well. Bill has an amazing property, and he's put together a hell of a setting for disc golf. So if you're ever in Michigan, you can get up there. It's worth playing just to play it and say you've played it. It's a lot of fun. Um, I don't know if I have anything bigger. I haven't hit anything like too crazy. I played Emporia Country Club when I went out to GBO in 2018. I played the temp course at Peoria, which is cool because the big dogs play on it, but it's a fucking bitch to play.
Yeah,
Same with Northwoods. Northwoods is fucking brutal, but it's a cool course.
I played the Bear with my brother after last year's preserve. You know,
Nice.
they still had it set up for like a week or two afterwards, and I think they're actually adding it as a permanent location here. It's
Oh,
about
that's cool.
3 hours from me, the preserve. So that would say that's actually one of my favorites I've ever played. We went there,
Oh
like I
yeah.
said, like a week after the championship, the preserve last year, and played. And man, I'm just like I think it was that one hole. It's like 1,400 feet or something like that. Me and my brother just look at each other. I'm just like, you want to go play from way up there and just call it a par three? He's like, yeah, like let's do that. And
Yes.
it was still 1,400
Yes.
feet. I'm like, man, these
Yeah.
guys are nuts, dude. I can't do it. Because by then, I'm hurting. It's a lot of throwing
Yes.
hard.
Absolutely.
So which I
You're
mean, like I
not
don't
conditioned.
like, but I mean, just for that course, I'm like, hell yeah, I definitely want to go back there and camp. And I'll probably try to do it before the winter hits here, but I want to go out there and camp and just play like all the courses individually they have there because
I've heard it's
it's
sweet
such a cool
property.
property. It's a really sweet property.
Yeah.
I would say that's
Absolutely.
probably one of
That's
my
yeah, that's
favorite
what I'd like
ones.
to get out and see.
And yeah, dude, we should plan a turn. We see if we plan a tournament there.
That'd be
Be
sweet.
sick. um, yeah, dude. I'd say that's probably one of my favorites. And then there was one in Colorado that isn't there anymore. Bailey Disc Golf Course in Bailey,
Hmm.
Colorado was one of the fucking sweetest courses around. But they did replace it with another badass course called Glen Isle, and that one it's almost finished. I think they were just doing some tee pad work when I was there, but Even then, dude, it was one of the fucking coolest courses because a lot of times you play those courses with the elevation and stuff, and they're only like, oh, let's just shoot like the hard uphill shots and that's it, and you're just chasing your disc uphill all day. But like they did a really good job of kind of like using a little bit of both, like having an
It's
uphill and then sending you back downhill, and not making the hike
nice.
too much for people to kind of come up. Because I mean, Bailey's starts at 8,000 feet, so you got to throw that in there too. So you're gonna wind up playing at 12,000 feet at some point in that round. You're gonna need to make sure you drink water. And that you're not complete. I mean, like people play it all the time, but you know, them guys live in Colorado too.
Ouch.
um, but yeah, dude, it's a. I went back and played that Glen Isle, and it was a badass course. I loved it. I'd say that's my favorite.
Yeah,
But
a
also
lot of
over there in
water.
that area is that Beaver Beaver Ranch. It's a
Yeah, yeah,
pay
of
to
course.
play up there. That thing's fucking badass too. But the pay to plays, man, they seem to be kind of the taking over, which
Yep.
is kind of nice because it's not like in public property. It's like you said, like that guy's got a nice property. It's pay to play. All the money goes into it. Um, that's the kind of stuff I like. There's a lot of those in Colorado. A
Yep.
lot of these dudes have like mountain properties. Highview's one of them. That was actually the front page of the Innova calendar, I think, last year was at Highview.
Okay.
So yeah, that place is it's pretty cool too. Mike
Yeah,
Livingston,
there's
if you can get
there's
a
a
hold
lot
of
of
him,
like,
he'll let you go play there. It's his house, dude. This guy's backyard's
oh,
a
nice.
dreamland.
There's a lot to be said for paying to play a course, especially when you see what goes back into the course you're paying to play. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's a huge difference from a public free one is of course fantastic, but there's just a different level of appreciation when you see the care and work when you donate your $5 to throw around or whatever you donate.
Yeah,
It's huge.
and it's like it's almost like a separator too from the kind of people that like want to play on a nice course from the people that just really just are just there to. Because I mean, there is a group of people that like to just kind of go out there and get fucked up.
Yeah, yeah, of
Like
course,
yeah,
absolutely.
and which is fine. Like golf has that too. Um,
That was
but
me
like
when I
you get
first started.
oh yeah, me too. I mean, that was what you're. That's kind of what
Yeah,
everybody kind of does. And then like your group of five people that was out there getting fucked up, like maybe two of them like keep playing, and of those two, like one of them's like, I fucking love disc golf. I'm gonna keep playing forever. Like me, I'm like, I got no
yep,
plans to stop. And if my body can play disc golf, I'm gonna play disc golf for the rest of my life. It keeps me. I played
absolutely.
today with two dudes over 60, and because we were on league, and I showed up late, so they was like, I'm on their cards. Like fuck yeah, like
Yep,
the old man's down the fairway all day. I'm just like, fuck yeah, dude, send it. That's gonna be
right.
me, man.
Oh
Just
yes,
bitching about my hip and like, oh,
I'm gonna
fucking
regret
hip.
this tomorrow, but this is fucking great.
Yeah. I came home, took a nap. But yeah, dude.
See, you're already priming for it. It's perfect.
Yeah, dude. Came home like, oh, well, my kid's ready for sleep. I need to take a nap with him. So, you know.
There you go.
Oh man. Yeah, dude. Fuck. Do you got any discs handy to show off any of your recent dies?
I mean, yeah, I've got a couple that I've recently dyed. I've gotten into this like eyeball look. Um,
Oh, sick.
so I've been hammering these out quite a bit. So like on these S line MD3s and the P2s that drop here in like a week, they got kind of more of that style. That's the P2. Um,
Oh, sick.
I don't know. But then there's like been like these as well, where it's not really an eyeball. It's more or less, I don't know what the hell it is, to be quite honest with you.
Like a ring
But
of
it's just got
fire
like,
type shit. That's kind of
yeah,
sick.
it's just got layers and layers to it. So it's got some depth, which is kind of cool. Um, that's what I've been toying with more than anything. Most recently is just fucking around with that and seeing where I can expand on it and contract on it and things like that. If I had any of the vanguards left over, I was using a method where I'd let the brush run dry, so you get like just little spots, but it would make like a wood grain almost, so it looked like a shield. That was pretty
Oh,
cool
sick.
looking. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a lot of fun.
I didn't grab one of those. I don't know. I think I just like my my fairway driver slot's pretty full at the moment. I want to try one, but I'm I don't know, man. I felt it's like you said those eyeballs, dude. Like I fell in love with those raptor eyes from that Ricky's got,
Yeah.
and I got the
Yep.
slammers. I got like one of their I don't know their plastics really well. I got one of their baseline slammers, one of the nicer like the Lucid. I think is the nicer.
Yeah, it's like their champion line, isn't it?
Yeah, and then I have like do I the Royal Rive, the Grand Rive or whatever.
Yeah.
They have a Raptor Eye now, and that's like my
Yep.
go-to forehand disc. That thing just glides for days. And then
Hell yeah.
the Raptor Eye Felon. I mean, dude, those things just that's pretty much all I throw. And then I'm putting with a Berg right now, actually, which is weird, but it works. It keeps me from rolling away.
If it's working, dude, hey, yeah,
Yeah,
stick with it.
yeah. I definitely want to grab one of them Logics though for sure. I'm gonna message you after this, but yeah, because those things are
Yeah, let me know.
they're nice. I got a couple baselines still that I haven't messed up too much yet. Actually, I mean, I got boxes of discs sitting around. I'm sure everybody that may listen to this that's into disc golf like I am or he is, you know, they'll be like, still agree with what I'm about to say. Is I got too much fucking plastic sitting around my house. Like,
Yes.
well, whatever. I was really into it for a while.
Yes.
I stopped buying as much lately. Now I kind of just buy like what I want to throw. If I want to try something out, I do it. I got, which is also a bad thing. I've been trying to like branch out new plastics. Thought Space has been pretty sweet. I have a really
Yeah.
mixed bag right now, which is kind of fun. It's been fun kind of
It's
exploring it.
great. It just
I don't get too crazy
sucks
with it
because
though.
everybody's releasing new plastic all the time.
Hmm. Yeah, we didn't have that problem a year ago. You know, now Discmania is definitely
Yeah,
keeping
this
up.
wasn't
You
a
know, they're
problem when
like,
I started.
yeah, I would say shit. Even well, damn. Let's just think like how like we'll just take the Cloud Breaker for instance. I mean, like before that was a thing. Like that was like I think like one of the first. Well, besides like the Sexton Firebirds, like that. I guess that was like one of the first like collector's disc. And now people stocked up on that latest run, thinking that they're gonna be able to like sell them later. We're like, oh no, like all that plastic that Innova stopped giving to Discmania, they're making all these extra sexy birds, and like people now, like everyone's throwing them.
Yes.
I got one in my bag. I throw it all,
Yes.
all the time. But it's just crazy. I remember, I mean, even last year they weren't able to keep up with anything Discmania, and they were like, oh, we we are
Oh,
trying.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden now they're like,
Yes.
we got some motherfucking discs for that ass.
And now it's every other week there's a new drop. Absolutely. They've
Are they
moved
doing
warehouses 3 times
Are they
in
doing a
4 years.
CD1 again or CD2 ever?
So they did the CD1, which is the CD2. That's already out.
Nice.
And it flies fucking goddamn close to the CD2. Very, very close. It's a solid release.
I got a G line CD2 that I'm terrified to throw because I love it so much and it's impossible to find. And
Oh, yes.
it's got a Homer Simpson die on it, I think. It's a yellow. One of the stacks
Nice.
got a Homer Simpson on it.
Hell
Oh
yes.
man. Like I said, I went nuts. So if you ever do get into the the hot dips, are a lot of fun. I think my brother he tried to get into it and he just didn't have the patience. I think he was like, ah, fuck it, and threw it away. And I'm like, dude, you gotta like I didn't just stick my first disc in the oven and it worked. You know, like you gotta like
No, it takes a
I
minute.
messaged Mike Kemp and I was like, how do I do this shit? And I kept learning and I figured
Yes.
it out. And that's I mean that's you know that's
Yeah,
life.
trial and
You gotta
error.
fucking gotta keep
Yep.
putting it together until you put it together. But that's cool that you like that you're still dying discs and all that shit. Like if somebody wanted to, I mean I'm sure everybody that knows how to get a hold of you. But let's just say someone listening didn't know how to get a hold of you if they wanted to maybe pick up the latest Discmania drop or have something died by you. So go ahead and plug all your links, and I know I got your
Yeah, they can find me on Facebook. It's just Mike Kemp on Facebook. You'll see my black vinyl logo pop up to know that it's me. If it's Instagram, it's at Queens of the Stone Age. So QOTSA Rock 86. That's what you'll find me on Instagram. There's bullshit fake accounts out there, so just make sure
Mm-hmm.
that's mine. I think I've got like 9,800 followers, 9,700.
Yeah, I
You'll
remember you
see all
said
the
that.
dye work.
That's how you know you
Yeah,
made it. You got
something
fake
like that,
accounts.
man. Yes, yes. As soon as you got fake accounts trying to rip you off, you're like, oh, I guess you're popular now. Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anybody, even if you have questions for how to dye a disc or tips or tricks or whatever it is, I am. I'm busy, of course, but I will answer you if I don't get back to you right away. Just be patient with me,
Yeah,
for
life
sure.
is life. Well,
Right?
shit, man. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're good. Dude.
Oh, well, yeah, man. I was gonna say, dude, I appreciate you. I know when I originally posted the idea for this podcast, you were one of the first people to be like, I like that idea. So, I mean, I really appreciate that. Just even like as quick as seeing somebody say that that was a good idea was like a huge kind of like a booster for me. So for that, I appreciate it. And also, I mean, man, just your time. I appreciate your time coming on the show, chatting with me. Definitely gonna want to have you back on. That's how check in on you, see how see what tournaments you're directing. We'll check in on the wintertime, see if you've froze to death or you get the what is it, the shining syndrome. All work, no
Oh yeah,
baseball.
no, I'm out there all winter, freezing my nuts off throwing.
I mean, I'll be out there until it's too much snow, but I mean, up here it gets windy.
Sure.
Winters, the last two winters have been something I haven't really ever dealt with in my life, so I'm like getting used to it. Maybe I'll get out. I try to get out until it's too much snow, and then I'm just like, it's not that fun.
Yes.
And then
What's that?
most of the time it's snow over the fucking basket, so I'm like, yeah, hurts my hips,
Yeah. No,
dude.
thank you.
Trekking in knee deep snow.
Yes, I get that completely.
So one thing I do like to ask people before we sign off is basically like as an entrepreneur or someone who runs like a small, on their own thing, a passion project. What would be something that you would give a fellow entrepreneur, a fellow dream chaser in the ways of like advice or like your you know your nugget of inspiration?
I mean, if you've been doing it a long time or you're just getting started, for me, it's do it the way you want to do it. This is your opportunity to build something the way you want it to be built. And if people are just starting to look at it, be who you want to be. Don't try to, I don't know, don't shell yourself out with something else because you'll get down the road and you'll fucking hate it. Be who
Mm-hmm.
you are, be who you want. If people like it, they'll fucking love it. If they don't, so what? Then you're not in a different place than you already were. I think that's what I would say. Just be yourself and do what you love. Put all your heart and passion into it. People will see it.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I could definitely agree with that. Fuck yeah, dude. So yeah, fucking let that passion drive that purpose. That's what I like to say,
Yes.
man. Something I said during an episode of the last podcast I was doing. It's just passion to purpose, and it just really stuck when I was planning this thing. It's just like hearing that story and then just hearing that little speech from everybody. It's awesome, and I can't wait till like episode 50 when I can literally
Yes.
just make an episode that's all 2-minute clips of people giving their inspirational, clips. So man, again, I really appreciate it. To the people listening, thank you guys so much. There's so much better stuff coming down the way. Real quick, if you guys need some shirts for your small business, don't hesitate to reach out. The small batch merch shop is up and running. Um, yeah, I got information on that. Just reach out and I will take care of you. As I like to do. So if yeah, thank you guys again so much for listening, and yeah, have a good night. We will be back on Monday. Oh shoot, wrong button.